My name is Kristy Norton. I grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, otherwise known as Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Both my parents served in the Air Force, so that is a really big part of my life. I just love playing the game, love being a part of events like Be the Best, because it's for not only the state of North Carolina, but young minds and talent in the game. Since Be the Best has been announced, I've been receiving phone calls and text messages from travel ball coaches, from even young athletes alike. And I think that Be the Best will be an incredible contribution to the southeast of the United States.
The first question we have for you is, what does it mean to you to be the best?
To be the best just means you have a high level of integrity and you respect others as you wish to be respected.
Do you have any examples of core values that you have learned from the game and how you either would teach them to your players or maybe teach them to other coaches?
Being a coach for the dollar figure, we're in it for serving others and helping prepare them for life. So servant leadership is a number one core value to me that I tried to get all of my teams to live by and serve others and give back to the game that allowed them such great opportunities throughout their life to travel, to go to college, to maybe even get paid to play in college. So servant leadership is my core value. And then the second one is integrity. You want to carry yourself with integrity throughout your life. When you're faced with challenging situations, you want to try to do the right thing, even though it might be the unpopular thing. However, it serves the bigger purpose. And then the last thing I would say, my core values, I have 5, but I only mentioned 3, is responsibility. The game helps you create a level of responsibility, not only for yourself, others around you, and for the game. You can live life with values that softball teaches you, as a being on time, showing up early, not having others wait on you, not having things for you. And I've always tried to live definitely by those 3 principles and core values.
What advice would you give either student athletes, younger athletes, on how to best succeed in sport and then ultimately and is there any advice that you would give your younger self, either as a younger coach or just in general?
I think I'm a competitive individual, but not all of my teammates saw that I was a competitive individual. Obviously, there's statistics out there that prove that I wanted to be the best. I did enter college with one rule, and that was to leave the program with the most games ever started. And that means I was contributing, and that means I was helping my team, and I achieved that goal. The only advice I would give them is to not be afraid to fail. Failure is going to happen to you, and it's how you treat that experience with what your next steps are going to be. And failure hits every some point or another, and having to manage that and navigate it with having your emotions in check, that's super important.
Is there any coach or player that, respect, admire, that comes to the top of your head as I'm asking this question?
There are 2, actually. One is Donna Papa. She's just been around the game of North Carolina since I was growing up playing slow pitch, and we didn't have fast pitch in the state. So she was a big advocate for fast pitch in North Carolina, and eventually going to her camps, and then eventually asking her if I could, as a freshman in college, work her college camp. And she let me. And so I was exposed to all kinds of different coaches and all kinds of different philosophies and people, and already starting to coach the game again. So that was a great influence and impact on my coaching career from 1998 on. In regards to the other individual is Sue Inquist. Just listening to her speak every year at convention, having her put together an assistant coach's mentoring program, all that was incredible. And one day she called me up. She said, who do you want to learn from over the course of a couple of days? And that person ended up being Lou Champer-Harris, who I went to Georgia for about 3 days, spent some time with her, learned from her staff, and just really developed as a coach. And first kind of meeting a coach outside of my cone and really exploring different minds of the game.